One, and we're live.
Amen. Great. Thank you so much for being a part of Trenton Talks today on WIMG 1300 AM and WPHY Verizon Channel 28. On behalf of the Trenton Board of Education, I welcome you to our TV radio broadcast on Trenton Talks. We thank our sponsors, WIMG 1300 AM, 5-time Stellar Award Gospel Station. WIMG is also one of the best, I believe, one of the best gospel stations here in the capital city of Trenton, New Jersey. We also want to thank our sponsor, WPHY Verizon Channel 28. My name is Gerald True. I'm your host. I serve as a board member for Trenton Board of Education. I chair the Family, Community Engagement, and School Support Committee, along with my fellow board members and my colleagues, Board President Addie Daniels-Lane. Addie Daniels-Lane is also the chairperson of our Curriculum and Instruction Committee. Our board committee members on Family and Community Engagement, Denise Johnson, Yolanda Moreto Lopez, who is also chair of our Human Resources Committee. I serve also as chair of our Board Policy Committee with board members Teron Tice, Denise Johnson, and Yolanda Moreto Lopez. We also have a Facilities and Buildings and Grounds Committee. Our chair is Jeannie Weekland. And we also have an Operations and Finance Committee, which our chairperson is Jean Bowie. So that rounds out all of our board members and the work that we're doing as a committee. I want to thank our superintendent, Mr. James Earl, our chief school administrator, for his leadership, his support for our community, and his commitment to our community and supporting our overall community and education of our students and our families and our parents, and our leadership team, along with Wilfredo Ortiz, assistant superintendent of school support, who really supports this program, and our co-host Denise Johnson, who is our coordinator, parent coordinator, and our homeless liaison for Trenton Public Schools, doing great work in our community with our parents, also, and with our students. Thank our attendees for being a part of our broadcast today on Zoom Live and also on our Trenton Public Schools Facebook Live page. I also want to thank again our sponsors, WIMG 1300 AM and WPHY Verizon Channel 28. Without them, we would not be able to broadcast on radio or on TV. So we really appreciate the work that they're doing. We rebroadcast on radio on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. We rebroadcast on TV on Verizon 28 on Thursdays at 11 p.m. You can catch us on YouTube, on Trenton TV, on YouTube page. And you also can catch us live every Tuesday at 4:30 on our Trenton Public Schools Facebook Live page. So I thank each and every one of you for being a part of our broadcast tonight. We have an exciting program for you lined up today. For the next 45 minutes or so, we're going to be having a conversation with Homeworks Trenton. And I want to turn this over right now to Natalie. Natalie, can you share with us about Homeworks Trenton and the great work that you're doing here in the greater Trenton area? Natalie?
Yeah, hi, Mr. Trueheart, and hi,
Hello.
Ms. Price. It's so great to see you all, and thank you so much for this opportunity for us to be on here. I know that everyone will introduce themselves later, but we have Miss Erica, who's our house director, who's also a Trenton Public School teacher here with us today, as well as Nakazana, Gianna, and Kay, who are attending Trenton High as well as 9th grade academy. And just to introduce myself, I'm Natalie. I am the co-founder and executive director of Homeworks Trenton. I'm very excited to honestly let our scholars speak about what it is. So I'll just keep it short, but really what Homeworks is we are a free community-based after-school residential program for high school girls here in Trenton. And so what we do is from Sunday nights to Friday mornings, our scholars stay overnight in our dorm. We have this residential living experience where they get to be with everyone in the community, be community leaders, work on their academics, explore different topics that I know our scholars will share a little bit more. We take them to and from school, to and from their public schools every day, and then they get to stay here with us, but then go home to spend time with their families on the weekends. But really what we're doing is creating a community for specifically our scholars and our Black and Brown girls to reclaim power over their cultures, identities, and experiences. So I'm going to not talk too much because we have our amazing scholars here and Miss Erica here who can say a little bit more.
So Erica, you're up. Guess what, Erica, share with us your role here. I know Natalie mentioned it, but if you could introduce yourself and share your role, and we can talk, have a conversation with the students, and we'll have a great conversation around Homeworks Trenton and the great work you're doing in our community. Erica.
Yes. Hi, everybody. My name is Erica. I am the house director here at Homeworks, but I'm also a Trenton public school teacher. So this opportunity was amazing because it kind of like, as a classroom teacher, there's so much that is outside of our control. There's so many different variables going on in the scholars' lives. And I feel like this particular program really helps to kind of take some of those variables away and provide that structure and that support academically, social, emotionally, as well as providing different opportunities for, experiences that the scholars have, as well as bonding, without removing the girls from their home schools and their community. We are trying to empower them and see how beautiful and how wonderful this community is. I'm already invested in Trenton Public School students as a classroom teacher for more than a decade in Trenton Public Schools. And so I was looking for summer work basically. And this opportunity came about and I was just like, this is awesome. This is my community. This is where I'm invested. And it's really beautiful to see how we can, kind of help to navigate this particular space and forge these connections, as well as provide support. We've seen girls go from getting C's and D's to improving their grades by, to getting A's and B's. We've also seen girls that are extraordinarily shy come in and really blossom because they now have this support in this community where they feel safe, they feel heard, they feel accepted and embraced. So it's just been amazing to go from my babies, my little first graders at Columbus, to now the high school students and really make an impact in this community where I am fully invested.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. So students, welcome. Please introduce yourselves. Share with us your school. And I know that Natalie and Erica share, but share with us your school that you're attending right now. And then we'll have a conversation around how Homeworks Trenton has impacted your life in many different aspects, right? So we'll start with Gianna and Kayla, and then we'll go over to Nakasani.
Hi, my name is Kayla, but they call me Kay at Homeworks. I am a sophomore at Trenton Central High School, and that's pretty much it.
Hi, I'm Gianna. I am a freshman at 9th Grade Academy, and Homeworks has helped me a lot in education and friendship and many other things in this program and community. And I got to meet so many different girls and how I connected to them in a level. And I knew that after school, when I come after school, that I'm gonna have a good group of girls to know and to just be comfortable with and to have fun with and to just know how to bond with them both mentally and physically.
Yeah, I feel like since I joined Homeworks, when we were virtual or whatever, my grades were horrible. They were really bad. But here we have tutors and we get educational help and stuff. So my grades have skyrocketed a lot. And and everybody here is so proud of me. We have a big support system here and it's a big sisterhood. So
Yeah.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Nakazana. I'm a sophomore at Trenton Central High School and I'm the peer leader at Homework. So I've been here for a while and I would definitely say that being a peer leader and being a scholar at Homeworks is definitely changed my life tremendously, especially me as a person. I used to be so shy and you guys might be like, oh my God, how is she shy? But I'm so talkative now to the point you can't get me to be quiet because of Homeworks and the community. It's just the support that I get from the girls is like a sisterhood because me being the only child, I've never had a sibling or anybody to cheer me up, but the girls that I'm around, we constantly cheer each other up and it's just a sisterly bond that you can't get anywhere else. So I really appreciate Homeworks for that.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much for sharing. Can you girls explain to us, to the audience, what is it like, a day in a life with this Homeworks program? What does that look like? Do you have a bedtime? Do you have, like, what does your routine look like? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Okay, so we have like a schedule, a day-to-day schedule, and it keeps us in track of what to do on a specific day in the week. So, for example, around maybe one of our peer leaders, Nakazana, she wakes us up at 5:45 in the morning or 6, depending. And we get ready, the usual, get all dressed up, girly, and then we go on the bus, we go to school, and then after school hours, we get picked up by the bus after school. So we like wait at this this specific area to get picked up by the bus, and then we come back to our home, our residence home where we're at right now, and we take like a 30-minute break. So around 3:30, we like go straight to our programming, and it depends on the day because it's like Monday through Thursday. Sorry, Monday through Thursday we have different programming. So like Monday we have sex education, and Tuesday we have dance, and Wednesday since it's a half day, we have either CYO kids or dance or tech, which is coding. And on Thursday, we have either Gowns for Sculptures or have a nice field trip that we go to. And after all those nice programmings that we learn, we go straight to our dining hall, and the food here is just, chef's kiss. It's really good, like to like relax after our programming by learning new things and like having fun at our programming, because really our programming is really fun at times, and most times it's like really fun, and us learning more things like for example, sex education, we learn that stuff. And then after dinner we go to tutoring, and tutoring we have different like college students that helps us like with tutoring. So before I came here, I'm not gonna like try to show off, but I kind of already had good grades, but then this tutoring has helped me figure out more like about algebra, because I am in algebra 1 right now, and I've gotten so much help from my tutor that she helped me so much with algebra, and it's like she really broke down what I could what this was and what this was, and I was like, okay, that's good. And after that whole long day, we go back to our residence, and we get ready we have a lights out at 10, but we don't really like honestly, we don't go to sleep at that time, but we stay in our rooms, chilling. And we do get our phones taken at that time, because we do have to get our 8 hours of sleep. We have to wake up, gotta do our daily routine. But anyways, yeah, that's our daily routine.
So during the week, how much are you missing your families? Is that something that you face and have to work through doing the program?
I think with like when you're in the program, like obviously you're gonna miss your house. Like from experience, like I honestly missing my bed sometimes so bad. But my bed here is also comfortable. But I like, dang, I wonder what my mom's doing, or I wonder what like, my cousin's doing. But no, being at Homeworks, like we do have the opportunity to call our families and stuff, because they don't take our phones, but I don't really know. Me personally, I don't really miss my family, I guess. It's normally like just the fact that you taking the time out of the day to contact your family to like keep them up to date and stuff. That's basically it.
Anybody else want to share?
Yeah, to add on what she was saying, definitely when I first started the program, like I called my mom every like minute. I was like, Mom, I'm scared. Like, but now like I forget to call my mom sometimes. Like she has to call me now. Like literally it's so bad because we're so busy doing stuff and like having fun. It's like you don't even realize or think to call your parents unless it's like a dying emergency. But I will still say I miss my parents and stuff like that because they're my parents, but it's a second home here. So I'm definitely getting used to like coming here every week. It's just like, well, this is my routine now. So yeah.
So the program, does it just run through the academic school year or does it run through the summer? How does that work, Natalie?
Yeah, so the program as of right now just runs for the school year. So our program matches exactly the Trenton Public School system. Whenever you all have breaks, we have breaks. And so it's very, very in line. What we hope to do in the future, because we're actually looking into buying our own home and expanding from 11 scholars to 40 scholars. We look to do an extended school year where we can do a little bit more fun activities, field trips and everything, as well as helping our scholars start prepping for their plans after graduation. And so just making sure that we have that time as well in the summer. But those are future plans. So yeah.
Can you talk to us a little bit more about the selection process? Like, how did you come to find these wonderful scholars that are in your program right now?
Miss Erica, do you want to take that over?
It's a very rigorous process. It starts with the application, which is online at our website, homeworkstrenton.org. And from that point, once the application is filled out, then the the candidates would come in for an interview. And we don't just interview the scholar, we also interview the parents because it has to be, you know, like everybody has to be on the same page. And we ask very intentional questions to make sure that we're all on the same page. Following that, there is then a group interview so we can see the dynamic within the community to see how personalities sort of fit. And it's not like grade based. We don't just look at academics and say, okay, this is what we're looking for, anything like that. It's about the whole child. And, you know, some of the ideas really like that we do for recruitment really came out of being a classroom teacher, and it's evolved, you know, so immensely from my very first year with Homeworks when it was a summer pilot to now. So it's a very rigorous application process, but it's also extraordinarily intentional because we want to make sure that we have the right group of girls together, that, you know, and so that community is there. And then again, just like in the classroom, that climate and culture within the space, we want to make it feel like their second family and their second home and provide that support. But also, you know, when we have to, because there's protocol with COVID and everything with masks, you know, we have to be kind of on top of them. But the recruitment process is definitely very rigorous. And I think it starts with Natalie as well, like, you know, communicating and connecting with our partners right here in Trenton and at the schools, from Rivera to the 9th grade academy and the other middle schools in the community. And
Yeah,
hopefully the girls too, right? The girls kind of, you know, by mouth, like have spread the word.
Yeah, and another way that we recruit, so anyone, and actually for everyone who is listening right now, our applications just opened, I think 2 or 3 days ago. And so for anyone who wants to apply, please go on our website on the apply page at homeworkstrenton.org. But we also have teachers at every single middle school in Trenton. They actually nominate scholars. So each school gets to nominate a certain amount of scholars. And then from then they also move forward with their application. But one last thing I wanted to add as well is that we are very, as Ms. Erica is saying, we're very intentional with our recruitment process. So last year we had a 30% acceptance rate. And I say that, you know, obviously we want to make sure that we can open it up to as many people as possible, but also our scholars here, you know, they were selected very, very intentionally. We know that all of them are they were at a point where they were ready to really invest everything to being here at Homeworks, wanting to grow in every single way possible. And Nakazana, I know that you helped with the application process. So if you wanted to also talk a little bit about it, or Gianna and Kayla, if you wanted to talk about your experience going through the interview process, that would be awesome too.
So it was definitely different this time around because just being a peer leader, I actually got the opportunity to help with the interview process. So during the times where we were about to hit the second interview, I think, something like that, I would call the scholars myself and tell them about the program and honestly be honest, like, you're going to have to be dedicated and determined if you want to join the program because of our busy schedule. So I would tell them things like that, get to know them as a scholar, and even give my own input, not biased input, obviously, but input to see who we should bring as a scholar, since I know like what type of scholar Homeworks needs. So the process isn't like, not to scare anybody if you like, if kids hear this or anything, it's not that rigorous, but they do want to ask questions to get to know you as a person more so, rather than like, oh, how does she sleep at night? Does she wear socks? Or like, no. It's always like, they just want to know how you are as a student and to see if you're capable. But I'm sure if you're already interested, you will be a great scholar already.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. This is wonderful. Hey, Denise, you know what? If you can find the website, right? Let's get a look at their overall website. If you can pull that up soon.
Yeah, I can put it on.
Yeah, you know, I'm just so impressed with the work. I mean, I'm so impressed by you, Nakazana, and Gianna and Kayla, and the work that Natalie and Erica are doing. I'm sure you have a host of team and partners within the community providing that level of support. But I wanted to ask you, Nakazana, about, and I hope I'm getting your name right, Nakazana, right? Got
Yes,
you?
you're doing great. I'm so surprised.
Oh, good. Okay. Great. It's family. I love meeting you, and all the also you, Gianna and Kayla as well. Share with us more about the selection process of you becoming a peer leader. I think that is so awesome that there's leadership roles within Homeworks Trenton, within that small, right now, small knit community, close knit community, where you can become and share your leadership skills. Share with us how you became a peer leader.
Definitely. So I got selected and actually nominated through the house staff. So each house staff, they always see like, you know, different parts of the day, like especially Miss Erica and the house sister, they see me most of the time. So they see like how my behavior is and how my leadership affects like the other scholars. So first I was nominated, and as well as the scholars, just how they go through an interview process, I do too. So they definitely ask me questions, like prep me for certain things, and definitely it just comes like, if you have natural like leadership qualities, people are going to see that. And I think that's why I got picked as a peer leader, because not only do I present myself as a leader, I try to make other people become a leader and become their best selves. That's why I think I became peer leader. And I know that Miss Natalie is always proud of me, always proud of my growth and achievements. So I think that's why I got chose as peer leader. So yeah.
Wonderful. That is awesome. That is awesome. I mean, you know, when you look at one of the mottos of Homeworks Trenton, you know, where you want your scholars, these young women here in the capital city, to explore and reclaim their power over their experiences. I mean, I think that is so awesome. Their culture, their identities. Can you share, young ladies, with us, how have you, in your experience, and how's the work that Homeworks Trenton is doing with all the great support around you, young ladies, how have you reclaimed your power? I mean, and what experiences have you had over the last year or so where you've been able to reclaim that power? Can you share some experiences of that experience?
So actually last year when we were doing online with like the whole COVID situation, Miss Natalie actually, she introduced us to Korean food because she's part Korean and Chinese. So I feel like because of her, I got more introduced to cultures and not only embracing my culture, but other people's as well. Because I feel like knowing other cultures and how people's way of life, you get to be more like, what is that word? Grateful. And it changed your aspect. And I feel like that's reclaiming your power, when you really become humble and figure out, why do I have such things? You know what I'm saying? So because of Miss Natalie, actually, I have been and still am learning the Korean language because of her. And I feel like that's definitely reclaiming my power, because people think just because of stereotypes that are made of Black people and Black girls specifically, that we can only do but so much. And I definitely make sure to break that barrier. I will do anything to learn about your culture, this culture, any culture that you tell me about. So I definitely think they taught us that. And definitely we have programming that teaches us about self-empowerment and how to empower others. So just feeling empowered in myself, I feel like I can empower anybody because of Homeworks. And definitely coming from me, I was not the person, sixth grade me, to even say like the simplest compliment. I was just scared. And Miss Erica as a house mom, having a house sister, having Miss Natalie, it definitely made me more confident to take on the world on anything I want to do. Anything.
Gianna and Kayla, please share.
I feel like when it comes to like, for me, like reclaiming your power here is definitely like finding your own like self-identity, because like when I like before I joined her like Homeworks, I really struggled with like I felt like I was always being put in this bubble of like fitting as like, oh well, if you're gonna join a program that's about girls, you need to act like a girl, you need to sit like a girl, you need to do like, and it's like really not like that. Like it's a whole bunch of different cultures and different types of girls coming here, different skin colors, that people that speak Spanish or like Korean like Naki, and like it's really just about you being yourself, because I mean, if we all came here and we acted the same, like what's really that special about it? But like as you can see, like Deanna does like a girly girl and I don't. Like we're all really different, and it's really about like learning about each other, and like seeing that and like reflecting it back onto yourself. Or like, but yeah, it's really just about finding yourself and being different.
Yeah. My experience from like everybody's coach. So when I came here, I knew that there was going to be different cultures, and I really love that, because expressing everybody else's different cultures is so beautiful to me. Seeing all the different skin colors and everything is just so beautiful to me. And then here, I got to express more about my like the type of foods I eat, and the type of the I got to teach on one of my friends. One of the scholars here some Spanish, because like why not, they wanted to learn Spanish, so like I was teaching some Spanish. And being here, I got to express more of my Hispanic cultural side, and then it's just like so beautiful that I got to express that. And then I loved how Miss Natalie had us do that dumpling party. I got to learn how to do dumplings. It looked mine's looked like a purse, to be honest. Let's talk about that. It's just like a purse. But anyways, it was just so good to express our cultures, and I just love learning new cultures, and it's just so beautiful to see that. Like it is so beautiful to see different cultures being represented in this program.
Right. Like I know, like I came here and I'm Puerto Rican, but I don't know how to speak Spanish. But I learned a tiny bit, because like me and Gianna are roommates. So she was talking in Spanish, and I'd be like, "Hold on, you need to slow down, say it again in English, and then repeat what you said in Spanish, just so I can learn a little bit." I'm getting there a little bit, but not really. One of the other scholars, she like like sometimes she brings in Spanish food, and I'll be trying it, and she was like, "Oh, this is from Puerto Rico, right?" I was like, "You're lying," because I never had it a day in my life. So she helps me like find more foods that are part of my culture and stuff, and I just love that. It's so fun.
Well, it's open. This is really open for a conversation, right? So Natalie and Erica jump in, and Denise jump in, and let's have we're having a conversation, but let's continue our conversation around how we're breaking down the walls of social injustice. That's a major part of what I'm understanding Homeworks Trenton is all about. And I'm hearing great work around and experiences around how the young ladies, how Gianna and Kayla and Nakasana are reclaiming their power. as young women here in the greater capital city of Trenton, New Jersey. So what about the social injustice part? I mean, what's that about? Natalie, Erica, anybody, come on, let's have a conversation.
So I feel like we have really tried to embed making sure that like we're having conversations around what's going on in the community. I feel like some things we bring to the girls and some things the girls bring to us about just having that open dialogue and feeling safe. Just as an educator, my goal is to create social justice warriors, right? We want people to see injustices in the world, right? And we want them to not just see that they exist and identify them, but to really say, okay, what can we do to fix this problem? So this is something, these are conversations that we're having, whether it's in programming or informally. You know, I get here after school hours and I will like pull the girls and have conversations with them and they'll share. We had a whole conversation about the difference between communism and having a democratic society, for example, and just like conversations. But when things come up, which they do, we have a platform and the openness in the community in which to have these kinds of conversations. So I feel like we're definitely addressing all of the things that are going on, particularly last year after school when we were doing programming. We really dug into all of the injustices and all of the violence and the brutality and the things that are going on in the world, not just for like the Black community or the Latinx community, but also the things that were going on last year with the Asian community, and really identifying and speaking on that and talking about how we need to really come together, right, as marginalized people in order to make these kinds of changes that we want to see in the world. And also, we're very intentional, like I said, in the application process. And one of the questions that we ask both the parents and the scholars is, how do you feel about being in a community with people that are different from yourself, right? Because even though we're Black and brown, right, in this particular space, there is so much diversity and we are not a monolith. And we definitely have to make sure that that is understood. But there are also scholars in the program that have different gender identities, different sexual preferences or sexuality preferences. And so we're making sure that we're addressing and creating a space where everybody can freely be themselves. And I think that, like Kay and Nakazana and Gianna beautifully articulated, that right there at this age, right, for child development, that is where we can empower them to figure out who they are, help them navigate that, and help them feel and stand firm in who they are as human beings.
Yeah, and I would say, just to add on to that, our theory of change at Homeworks is we believe that when our scholars are able to really first of all, feel safe to just talk about anything and everything that is going on, whether it is here in our community in Trenton or in the larger world, being able to put a name to what either we're experiencing as a community or what the world is experiencing, and naming that and being able to unpack everything that's going on, that allows everyone in our community, our scholars, to be able to understand, okay, this is where I stand in my community, this is where I stand in my world, and this is where I'm able to navigate and understand how to be a leader and how to, to just be and know that, they are the beautiful and powerful leaders that they are, and just feeling confident in that. And ultimately what we then do is our vision is to have communities where we have our women and leaders coming together to create systemic change. So whether it is that they are going to be the first woman or first woman of color president of the United States, or they are working, at a local business and convincing everyone about the power of voting, convincing all of their clients, like that is changing the system one step at a time. And just to add on to the programming that we do, in the past, we have had workshops, whether it is on the power of voting, whether it is on colorism, body image, bullying, thinking about all of these different topics and really being honest with each other and vulnerable with each other to talk about it. But then also recently, we actually started this Monday sessions of weekly dialogues with Miss Rick, which you all know about. And that also has a platform where our scholars were actually the ones who got to nominate like what topics they wanted to talk about. So whether it's how women are portrayed in media or, racism, all these different topics that were then taking what they want to do and then creating it into programming where Miss Rick is going to be starting this March to unpacking that and talking about it a little bit more.
Wow, I mean, it sounds like, it's like we pour in, we're vessels, right? And we're all vessels here in the earthly realm. And with the programming being poured into the students, I also feel as if they're pouring into us, right? They're pouring in. So you're giving and they're giving back. And they're giving back in a way that they can be, Gianna and Kayla, Nakasana, where you can feel vulnerable and not feel like you're going to be hurt, right? And you're in a routine, a structured environment that helps to facilitate that expression of power and that expression of your identity, right? And that's what I'm hearing. And this whole piece on social justice or social injustice, social justice being what we wanted to accomplish. I mean, the topics that you just shared, Natalie and Erica, I mean, those are some heavy topics that young people need to hear about. So I think the structure is helping around how you guys are going about being able to open up the young ladies to a world so diverse, but we're also a world filled with uncertainty and violence and injustice, right? Denise? Erica?
I was just gonna say it's really interesting that you said like what like we're giving and they're giving back, because very early on it was the most beautiful experience that I had. Like I finished, being at my school and I came here in the evening and it was like after dinner and two of the scholars came to me and they shared stuff that they hadn't shared with their parent and they were educating me and I'm learning from them and I'm taking all this in and I'm like, you know what? I think you guys should teach the whole group about this. So it took a little bit of time and we got there. They built a PowerPoint and they shared and they educated and they gave, information to me. And I don't ever perceive to know everything. And I was just like incredibly like, I felt so rewarding. And like, it was almost like, it was very emotional to see like you're coming and you're sharing with me, you're educating me. And now I felt as my job would be now, let's share this with everyone. So we are all understanding and knowledgeable about that. So that's a beautiful thing that happens. Like there are scholars that have so much information about different things. And this was something that does kind of fall into that social justice area. So it was really beautiful to see them share, open up, be vulnerable with me early on, and then take that and then, teach the rest of the group so that we're all kind of understanding, differences and things that, similarities or whatever. So I thought that was just kind of a nice connection to like what we try to do here.
Jump in, scholars. Oh, Natalie, go ahead. Anybody, jump in, scholars, Natalie, all of us, come on.
I was gonna say that I was one of the scholars that did the whole PowerPoint thing. Yes, it was me, my friend. But the PowerPoint basically it was about sexual identity and like gender norms and stuff like that. Because I had in the beginning of the program I had came out to Miss Erica and our house sister here, and it was actually like really refreshing to have that vulnerable moment with Miss Erica. And then she was like, well, I think you and, the other scholar should make a PowerPoint about it and, share it with the rest of us. So it did take a long time because we wanted to kind of like approach it in a way that was like, not like pushy, but kind of like just informational. But we did make it and we had like lots of fun. Like, well, I don't know about y'all, but I had fun. Yeah, we did like a little contest thing, like we did like drawing and stuff, and
I won.
yes,
won the
Gianna won the
contest.
contest.
That's
She
just
did.
it. I won.
But yeah, it's just really refreshing to feel like that acceptance of being vulnerable, because normally when you come out to somebody, they're like kind of like, oh, that's you. But once I told Miss Erica and Miss Ariana, it was really a safe space to, you know, feel loved and accepted. So I actually never got to say thank you to Miss Erica, but thank you for letting me, you know, do that with you. So yeah.
We claim that power. That's right.
That is so beautiful. The fact that you're able to open up and have this safe space and just that empowerment and showing those leadership skills to create the PowerPoint, to then have to openly share that with your peers. I mean, that's bravery. Like, you took on that challenge, and you know, you weren't sure what that outcome was going to look like. And through the guidance of Miss Erica and other people, you were able to achieve and share that presentation. I know that um, you know, sexual identity is not an easy topic to cover or talk about, or sexual preference, because it's very taboo. But I do know that there are other organizations that support that space. And I just kind of wanted to shout them out. Life Ties is really big with the LGBTQ community, and they have mentoring programs. I'm not sure what the rules are with having other mentors, but I think it would be cool to do a project or even just learn a little bit more about the organization. So I just wanted to throw that out there for you guys.
And definitely picking back off of what everybody said, which was very amazing, is identifying and recognizing like those problems in our community, because us as a collective, especially being young, we know what's going on. And definitely with our voices, I know you've seen it with the George Floyd protest, we have power. So definitely being at Homeworks and having such a space where you feel open, we tackle on every power. And it makes you think like, wait, I can really go out and talk about this on social media and not feel scared, or like, oh, I feel like I'm going to be judged, because you feel confident in yourself and confident that you're going to make a change, which I think is very good. And I wanted to highlight actually another social issue I believe you said is education. And since we're with like Trenton Public Schools, we were talking about this actually until like 3 a.m. with Miss Erica about education, because we just feel like because of our potential as students, we should get the biggest opportunities, the same opportunities that we see in other communities, we should be getting as students, which we talk about all the time. And I just feel like as a student that, not to boast or brag, has a 4.0 GPA still and still holding it up, I should be able to have opportunities like other people that are more in the more, let me see how to say this, prioritize minorities more so. So I feel like most of us talking about it amongst each other feel more empowered to talk about it and introduce it to public schools in this district as well. So yeah, I just feel like another issue is just like not being able to get the same opportunities. But I feel like we're definitely working on it now, especially with Trenton High having so much different opportunities, like the clubs they have. We actually passed the teacher the other day and he did like a Lego building. Like it's very like different type of opportunities. And I'm really happy that even as a school system that is really improving for us, and we're actually getting more opportunities to do the things like Princeton Pup. All of those different opportunities are very cool for us. And I just wanted to highlight that because education is something that we all need, and which is very a big issue right now.
Um, Going off of what Naki said, like especially like now, like when I was little and my brothers went to school, they did not have the whole like VPA, you know, STEM and stuff. But now that I got there, like I really wish my brothers did have, you know, all the stuff that I had now. But like now, cause like I'm in VPA, so I dance there, and it's really like nice to know that I can get my diploma literally for dance. Like I feel like that's amazing. And me and Naki really did pass by a teacher, and he had like Lego. He told us how he did Lego club and stuff. There's like knitting club at our school. There's the Gay Straight Alliance at our school. There's just so many opportunities in our system. Like, because I remember I was talking to this girl, and she said that she felt like our school didn't give enough. I was like, I don't think that it's that they don't give enough. I just think people just don't take the opportunity to look around and actually like involve themselves with so much stuff. Like, I don't know. I just love my school so much. But
I just want to say, I mean, I know I can see Mr. Trueheart and Ms. Christ. I like just like Naki, Kay, and Gianna, just hearing them talk even now, like I'm getting chills. I just can see how powerful the three of them are, and how amazing and different each of them are. And I just want to say right now, like I'm just speaking, I know this is conversation, so I'm just going to speak what I'm thinking. Like, I'm just so proud of them. I think that at yes, they're young, and I think at that age I was not doing everything, and I was not the way that the leaders that they are at that age. But more than that, like even now as like an adult, like I see so much in them that I want to do better in. Every time that we have a conversation, when we were I think it was a few months ago, just processing something that we were going through as a Homeworks community, I came into the conversation at a loss for words, not really knowing how to process, but hearing all of our scholars, chime in and just talk about their thoughts. It helped me process myself. It helped me understand, everything that was going on. And I think I'm getting emotional because I think just hearing them right now, I'm just very proud of them. And I just want you all to know that as well.
You're a proud mama.
When you're breaking down the barriers, I just sense a aura of love, right, that transcends all understanding. I mean, in the sense that we're open, we can be open, even on this broadcast. It's live via Facebook. It's going to be rebroadcast on IMG. It's going to be rebroadcast on TV, Verizon Channel 28. And the strength that Gianna, Kayla, and Naki. I like that way you said that, Nakasana, Naki. I like that. Bring to our community here in the greater Trenton area, with that support system that's been built around Homeworks Trenton. I mean, it's a model, right? It's a model that can be used not for young scholars who are women of color, but also, if you think about it, for young men, right? Another program, I gotta call it a brother program, right? For young men in the same structure, potentially, right? That has the same positive impact on our community. I mean, you look at the overall structure. I believe you said you're based on a house structure, and so without that structure, I mean, in that routine, that's what builds the confidence and builds up a person's stamina and ability to understand what is required of them. Can we just talk about what that structure is like over at Homeworks Trenton? You mentioned the house structure. What does that structure look like?
In terms of the structure of the house, so when I first started speaking, I was talking about, being in the classroom, right? There's so many things that we can't control. There's so many variables, we don't always know everything that's happening like in the home. We don't always know everything, the struggles that some of our families may have. So in terms of the structure, we establish, kind of the expectations once they come in, or the scholars come in, not just their expectations of our expectations for them, but also their expectations of us. Like, what do you need from me, right? We really lay that groundwork early on, and make sure that everybody kind of is on the same platform. And we all know that we may agree, we may disagree, but we have to come to a place where we can agree to disagree. When there's conflict within the house, we're really big on the restorative justice model. So we make sure to have these circles, and it could be, you know, Miss Erica, I don't like when you tell me to put my mask on all the time because I'm just tired of this mask. But we have a conversation about it so that they are aware that, you know, hey, it's COVID. We kind of have to do this. And this is my responsibility, is to keep everybody. And I stole this from my big sister. I love you, big sis. Happy, healthy, safe. That's what my role is. And it's not just my scholars, my babies, but it's also the staff here, making sure that everybody is happy, healthy, and safe. And so providing that structure and that community, you know, from the moment that they wake up until it's time to go to bed, making sure everybody's bellies are full and making sure that, you know, they're doing everything that they need to do, that they're getting their homework done, that there's accountability, that conflicts are resolved, that we don't let things fester within the community, that we address things as they need to, and just maintaining the support. Now, every single scholar might not be your BFF, they might not be your best friend, but we will show the respect to every single person that comes in, because we do have programmers that come in and they're not here every day. Miss Natalie is not here, you know, every day. Myself and the other staff are here on the day-to-day basis. So we make sure that there's that same level of respect for everyone. And we understand that you might be tired, that you know, you might not want to have your mask on in terms of as scholars, but they all are aware of and respect that those, you know, those structures are in place to keep them safe. Those structures are in place to keep them, you know, also holding each other accountable. And that's another way that we empower them, right? I don't have to say something. If other scholars notice, and this is why we have leaders too, they kind of help us to kind of guide the group and be that positive example and lead, so that it's not always the adults like, pull your mask up, okay, pay attention. You know, they hold each other accountable as well. But those structures, again, outside of the classroom, are things we can't control, but we make sure that, you know, there's support there. That, you know, sometimes I'm a single parent, but my kids are a lot older, grown and everything. So it's challenging, right? So we want to make sure that they have that academic support, that they have, you know, they don't have to worry about cooking. They can be kids, you know, and act as such, and making sure that, you know, we're removing any of those obstacles that might be there, and making sure they have what they need from the day to day. And again, going back to like just the academic support, you know, they might find it challenging. You might find it challenging to help your child with math the way that it's being taught now with the Common Core standards, but we have people specifically to help with math, or to specifically help with language arts or history or science, chemistry, physics. So it really is allowing us to let the kids be children, but at the same time having those structures and those supports in place to guide them and to get them to wherever they're you know, they want to go in the future.
I mean, look at the dorm life. I mean, you talk about that dorm life. I guess even now, it's Tuesday, almost about 5:30 in the afternoon. So you're in the house, in the dorms right now, and I'm not sure what time dinner time is, but I'm sure Sustainable Fare is getting ready to cook that great meal that you guys talked about. I understand Sustainable Fare is one of your local partners, and thank be unto God for them. They were mentioned earlier about the food being so good, right? I mean, that's phenomenal. So what is it like? I mean, you know, we talk about dorm life, but this is really like college almost, preparing you to get ready to go to your college of choice and apply and get in your college of choice, and you're going to be in the dorm. And what's that experience is going to be like? How's that preparing you for? How's Homeworks Trenton preparing you for college life? I mean,
I definitely think. Oh, sorry.
no, anybody, let's jump right in. Come on, guys.
We'll say, okay. So personally, it's preparing me for college, because in the future I am gonna, like, you know, live in the college. So then I'm gonna have a dorm member. Like, I'm gonna have a roommate inside my room, and my roommate here. So like like when we're in that dorm room, it's just, you know, it's like two different parts. Not really two different parts, but like two different lifestyles in that room. But we're so like equal in that room, and then we're just so like close because she's my roommate, you know. And then we get to like we have conversations about life, and it's just like it's like knowing we're just getting ready for that college experience, because you're gonna live in another place that's not your home, and you're gonna have to like get used to that because you have a day-to-day schedule that's not at your home. And I kind of missed home at first, but now I'm just like home.
No, anyway, but yeah, especially like since like when you're in college, like nobody's gonna like. I feel like everybody says like nobody's gonna like baby you. Like you're gonna be all on your own, like in a dorm with a new person. But I feel like now that we have this space where we're around, that we got to meet like other girls. I was gonna say strangers, but well, they're not strangers now. But like other girls and different people, it's gonna be easier to be around all those people in the big environment. Hello, Miss Vilma. Miss Vilma.
Oh, okay. So I think Homeworks is preparing me for a college experience, because ever since being here, we've always got that question, like even you guys probably did, like when you're getting into high school, what are you going to do after college? What college are you going to? And sometimes you don't have an answer for that. Not everybody has an I know where I'm from, Princeton, but otherwise. What was I going to say? Yeah. So definitely like it prepares you through the college readiness programming to get you ready and look at different colleges and different college opportunities. Even right now, the girls are preparing to get Give Back. Homeworks is collaborating with Give Back, which is a company where they give scholarships to scholars like us, free of charge. We get free tuition, free board. I forgot what they call it in like a college spectrum of it, but like free like dining opportunities, something like that. But everything is free for the college experience, just keeping your grades up to a certain grade average, and it's all free to us. So I definitely think Homeworks helps us not only figure out a college that we could get, and especially the experience. Like we're literally in a boarding house as we speak. So it's definitely like a boarding school experience. Boarding school experience because of the girls here. You're gonna have to live with other people. Being on a campus, you get to see the different aspects of, well, I have to do certain things by myself. My mom's not gonna be here with me doing certain things, even with tutoring and finding, like I just feel like Homework as a whole is just preparing you for college, even the social aspects, academically, everywhere, every aspect.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. We're near the end of the program, Mr. Trueheart. I don't know if you wanted to share any announcements, and we just want to again thank our guests for being here from Homeworks. And you forgot to mention you had a spotlight on the Rachel Ray show. That is so awesome. Just shout out to all of you guys. I received a phone call from my mother-in-law because she saw you on TV, so you're famous. I just wanted to put it out there. So just thank you so much for sharing this opportunity. Your link to your organization is on our Facebook site, and the application for any scholars that are interested in applying and learning a little bit more about this program.
I lost track of, I was so excited. I lost track of time. This great conversation we're having around Homeworks Trenton. And I am so happy, so excited, so impressed by the young scholars, young women who are with us this afternoon on our TV radio broadcast. Erica, one of our outstanding teachers in the district and working alongside with Natalie at Homeworks Trenton. Thank you so much, Natalie. The Rachel Ray, is it Rachel Ray, right? That's big time. That's big. That's big time. That's international. I have to call you Miss International in a minute now. But great show. Appreciate each and every one of you for spending your time out of your busy schedule. You guys have a lot of structure, busy schedule today, and we really appreciate on behalf of the board. Thank you, Natalie, working with our young people, and our employee, Erica, teacher right here in the capital city of Trenton, Trenton Public Schools, appreciate you. Denise Crease, our co-host and parent liaison, homeless liaison, parent coordinator. I mean, we couldn't do it without all of you. We have to do this together and build up our families and our students so they can experience a great life and be able to embrace who they are and be able to express themselves and know that they can be open and honest and not feel, like they have to be protected like this, but they know how to operate in the world system as they grow up and become adults of their own and give back to their community.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much, Mr. Truer, Ms. Denise. Thank you for having us on your show today, but also thank you to the Trenton Public School System. We, as you all know, we could not do this without you all. You are our partners. So just want to say thank you to all of you for being our partners because we're doing this together hand in hand.
And I did shout out Trenton Public Schools when I was on the Rachel Ray, but it got cut. So I definitely shouted out.
Oh man, what's up? Oh, come on, y'all.
But I am so grateful to have had the opportunity to be here with you guys and to share like the work that, we're doing with our babies in Trenton Public Schools, because it's so important. And just thank you both for allowing us to have this platform in this space.
We're going to give a last word to the students. So we're going to start with Gianna and Kayla, and Nakazana, you had the last word. Gianna and Kayla, you're up.
Okay. I feel like my last words would be for anybody that wants to apply, definitely apply, because it does give you a new experience. And, new experiences are good. Who wants to stay in their house, just go to school, come back home, go to sleep, homework, But I feel like this will, especially with all the program we have and such busy schedules, Homeworks put so much structure into my life that I didn't have before. So if you want to apply, definitely don't be scared to apply.
Okay. Yeah, so like Kay said, definitely apply because it brings a lot of new friendships and new bonds and more education in this, so you can learn more things and just bond in your life. And then having that structured schedule will be such good for your education. Yeah.
I mean, you heard it from the scholars themselves. You know you want to come. Why aren't you applying? Click the link. Come on. You know you want to come. Just sign your kid up at this point. All of the opportunity. How could you not? How could you not? How could you not? You telling me social and emotional health, coding, sex ed, tutoring, etc. And you're still not applying. Literally, apply. I can't tell you this enough. You get to meet me. You get to meet Kay. You get to meet Tiana, Miss Erica, beautiful Miss Natalie, the one who created this. You gotta come. I mean, what is much to say? What do y'all think? I mean,
oh my God, enough said. Thank you so much for being a part of our broadcast today. God bless each and every one of you. Everyone have a great night. God bless you. Good night.